Welcome, one and all. This is what we would consider a very, very good day here at the that track that's called the Italian track. It's Monza. Come on now, everybody knows what Monza is. It is the rambunctiousness of speed, as I would like to call it, otherwise known as Autodromo Nazionale Monza, located in the bang center of Italy. Well, in terms of how center you can get from the oceans, otherwise known as the Mediterranean Sea. It is sort of a slightly evening-ish race with a track length of 5.73 kilometers, an altitude of 182 meters above sea level, partially cloudy with currently a 5 kilometer an hour southeasterly wind. Track temperatures at 23 degrees Celsius or 74 degrees Fahrenheit if you like your freedom units. Same special best we've had for the last 6 rounds. This is round 7, so we're getting in sort of to the second half of the 2024 Season 1. Though, Craig, define for me what is different from a normal layout that we have.
Ciao. Welcome to... I can't do it. Welcome to Monza. Anyway, we'll go with that. I went ciao, and I don't know why. Anyway, this is without the first chicane. Yes, the first chicane is gone. That's the third chicane. That's Ascari. That's Curva Grande.
That's Curva Grande. I'm trying to find the car that's... Yeah, there we go. Hang on.
Here we go. And as you see, he starts his lap. He goes fast. Now, watch out. He will be braking for the first corner. And... Oh, no, he goes straight on. And you can see this is actually a big problem this week, Rob. Cold tyres on these HPDs we know about. So add this corner on cold tyres. It can be done flat out. It is very sketchy, and there has been some incidents this week, so could be interesting. Now, when we talk about it, I like to talk about the strength of field. I'm not going to be talking about the strength of field today. I'm just going to tell you that Audrius Valantagius is driving the GT1 in the Corvette, and Gresham Wagner is not here. How dare he? How dare he turn up to some place called Daytona International Raceway, win some Mazda MX-5 race, instead of taking part in the greatest series on iRacing, the Proto-GTs? Well, congratulations, Gresham.
Well, yeah. He got there. So looks like we have to do with ourselves for now this week. Well, the usual faces are here. Apart from that, we have Giuseppe Guadagnino, who's in the HPD. Actually, a lot of Italians have actually come out, so obviously they've seen the Italian track and said, "Yes, I will support my people."
It's like the Germans with the Nürburgring.
Yeah. I'm just realizing that Seth is the only championship contender that's actually participating in his class, so he gets a free one this week as long as he keeps it on the track. But David Barraclough, Samuel Meisel, Ryan Walker, the usual crowd has come out to play for the boys in GT1, and Esteban Monteros. And then a few new names. This guy, Alex Cowie, Jeffrey Kuhlberg, Andy Miller.
DeMiller.
DeMiller. Oh, goodness gracious, this last name's going to kill me. It's...
Massimiliano Pesavento?
Massimiliano Pesavento, yeah.
Who just goes pole.
Who just went pole, yes.
No, he just lost it. Giuseppe just took pole. Just for a split second there, Pesavento took pole position. But Giuseppe took it. But Massimiliano might be as he comes around the final few corners. No, this is Bertolli.
He's got his chance.
Yeah, Bertolli has a chance. We'll see what Bertolli does. He's probably going to be close. I don't think he's going to be faster now.
No, he's not. No. Jarrett Lee leads the way in GT1, though at the moment he just crossed the line. That is a unclean lap. That means he is marked down as not at that time round. Where is Valantagius? The Garfield car is back. Oh, the Garfield car is back. No.
Rob, come on. You know when you watch him on IMSA Vintage, and when we watch him on IMSA Vintage, he's got some really just out of left field car liveries, from the sticker bomb and the Audi GTO to this. That's all I can say.
134, he goes nowhere. That didn't count for some reason.
It didn't count. You know what? Hang on. Rob, I think he's doing a last to first.
Well, he's a brave man if he is, because there's some fast people out there, like David Barraclough. Jarrett Lee, we've mentioned before. So they're not going to make it easy.
Fun story, Rob. Fun story.
Go ahead.
So we did an IMSA Vintage. I think you were there. We did an IMSA Vintage race, and he hit 9K. He won the race. He hit 9K. Everyone was like, brilliant. We come to the next IMSA Vintage race the next week. He's not 9K anymore. He lost it. And I'm trying to work out why. And he decided to turn up to a Proto GT and a GT1 and do a last to first and came second and lost iRating. So maybe that's a challenge tonight. I don't think he can't get 9K tonight, I don't think. So
good potential. Good potential.
No, not with the strength of field. I don't think he'd get enough iRating for winning. Next drive, it's 5.4K.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, you might only get like 4 iRating for coming first then. But still worth it. But it's worth it going through the results for us now, as we can see through the LMP2s in this case, that Giuseppe Guardino came home or put it on pole with a 128.225. Massimilio Pasavento comes home in second with a 128.3. Marco Bertoletti, Genie Mac, that's his name, with a 128.6. Callum Bowman with a 128.7. Loic Gularduro comes home with a 128.9. Andy Miller comes home with a 129 flat. Jeffrey Koolbergen as well with a 129 flat, but just 3 1,000ths off the mark, or 3 100ths off the mark. Andrew Madell comes home with his customary well, that's actually a very nice livery. With a 129.041. Yeah, it's a very nice livery.
I made it.
Yeah, it was a very nice livery. I was thinking that he would have been driving the I confused him with somebody else, and they were driving the McLaren livery. Remember last week?
We don't talk about it.
Ware with a 129.120, Alba with a 129.1, and Coleman with a 130.134. Goes into the GT1s. Jarrett Lee comes home with a 133.8. Barraclough with a 134 flat. Weimers with a 134.1. Meisel with a 134.3 in fourth position. In fifth, Slumba with a 134.3. Ryan Walker comes home with a 134.4 in sixth. Zukowski with a 134.4 comes home in seventh. Monteros comes home with a 134.5. Johnson comes home with a 134.6. Cowie comes home with a 134.7, and the non-qualifier, Valenteus, comes home in 11th because he's going to have to start all the way from the back in this situation. Then we get on to the GT2s. There's only 5 to consider for the qualification. Olesnizak comes home with a 136.9 in first position. In second on the grid, Seth Whittaker, 137.7, has a lot of time to make up. In this situation, that's 8 tenths separating him and the car number 12, Pittas, with a 137.8. Dubok with a 138.2. And Lutgen with a 142. So, a lot of time to make up for the boys. But there's also the fact that they'll have to start from Ascari and then drive all the way down into what would be, if the camera was on the right place, there we go. That is a total count of 28 cars on grid, 11 HPDs, 11 GT1s, 6 GT2s, and the pace car steps off to lead them around.
Interesting stat to mention. Christoph was saying after qualifying, I think I've set the qualifying record this week. It was a 1:36.908. And I just went and did some stats because you know what it's like. He had the fastest qualifying time before tonight with a 1:37.208. So he has smashed it by exactly 0.3. Might even be a lap record in a Ford around Monza without the first chicane.
In a Ford.
In a Ford, yeah, the GT2.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball right there. As I get absolutely clowned on by every Italian who says we never say that. Please stop. But it's all about the HPDs. It's all about, you know, getting your lines right through the first corner. It's not going to be 4 hours. It's going to be 32 laps, but apparently it's going to be 4 hours. But 32 laps total. This is Raidillon TV. The only corner that you need as they come around the final corner through and into the start-finish straight where they'll charge for it. They won't have a chicane to contend with. Pace car is off. And already, Giuseppe just guns it, and off he goes.
Off he goes, down to the straight. They go. There's no worrying about any brakes going into the first chicane as Padel gets a little bit pushed wide. It's all about who's going to be a little bit careful here on at the start at Curva Grande. Look for anyone to lift. They're trying to go wide. We see one having a little bit of a moment. Is that a wreck? No, everyone makes it into the second chicane.
In GT1s, that is going to be Dartley gunning off the start line very quickly. Marcel Wiemers and David Barraclough fighting side by side, going through the right sweeper, then down into what would be the second chicane, but unfortunately is now just the chicane as they go through. No issues there, and then same positions. We actually don't have all of the GT2s. One of them decided to drop out, so we only have 5 starters. But Seth keeping quite close to Christoph as they go through into the dual right-hander, the back end of the field.
Yeah, Ferru Lesmo 2. Down they go into that back stretch. God, I sound American when I say back stretch. The HPDs have come out of Ascari and down to the Parabolica. And there is a lot of team liveries out there today. And they are team liveries, not just people that have picked up some the same livery on Trading Paint. And you'll see, you know, Bertoli, Beaumont, and Pesavento all just going together. And I think Giuseppe has actually pulled ahead, no, just in with the slipstream as we ride on board with Callum Beaumont. He is in the middle of an Italian sandwich.
It doesn't have much in the way of defending, because look at this, like, that's going to be on the outside. He's going to be stuck there. Massimilio tucking it in on the inside, coming through the sweeping right-hander, then into the what will be the second chicane, but it's the first chicane because the second chicane in this layout doesn't exist. A lot of words there, but Callum very cleverly holds his position, keeps the car, you know, as far ahead as he could, ahead of Pesavento, and sticks it. Jartley, no pressure on him at all. The pressure is actually coming through thick and fast to David Barraclough, who unfortunately has to deal with the contention that he is stuck, going to have to hold off Andreas Slumba for the next little while, potentially in the entire race, because he's been chopping at his heels quite considerably.
So Christoph just managed to defend Seth around the outside of the Curva Grande in the lead of the GT2, so you're not missing anything there, but I thought Seth would have had that run. One thing that's interesting with these HPDs, Rob, that it's the same thing when it comes to prototypes. When they came here, ESS came here 3 years ago, I think now, or 2 years ago. We're back with the LMP1, to say the age. They came here with no first chicane, and it was a battle of who runs the high downforce, who runs the low downforce. And we're going to see that in the HPDs. We're not going to see it in these things because, yeah, these Fords have got one setting.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, the Ford setting, the Ford factor, yes. But this is Marco Bertoletti chasing down Giuseppe, who's not been able to... He's actually not been able to get away. In fact, he's actually lost time. He was slower on that last lap by 0.5 of a second. But we do have this also. That is Jarrett Lee. He's not meant to have a car ahead of him. He's lost the position to Marcel Wiemers, who's used the slipstream very effectively to slingshot his way through into P1.
That is the power of a big V8 engine from America with that Corvette just going on. And he's one of the only, well, I'd say he's one of the only Corvettes. It's more Corvettes than Astons today, as you'll start to see. So you're not going to hear me if Rob gets the camera too close to the engine. We're going to have to raise our voices. Comes around again. Still very close in these GT1s. Valente just made up 2 spots as he goes to do the Kurt Clapper, Rob. Oh boy. Who likes seeing a Kurt Clapper? From
last to first. If you don't know what the Kurt Clapper factor is, it is when you start last in your class and you try and go to first, or try and do as good as you can.
We're making it a thing. We're making it a thing.
Yeah,
we're
the
just
Kurt
call it the
Clapper
Kurt
factor.
Clapper. Oh, I'm using that in a broadcast next week. The Kurt Clapper factor.
Yeah, the Kurt Clapper factor. I mean, Valente is just clutching. He's fuel saving.
Now then, we know that this is the race that you have to do a pit stop. Would he be trying to save to do a no stop? I didn't think it was possible. I thought they made it that you had to fuel save, you had to take a pit stop.
It could be that he's trying to cut down on his pit stop time. That could be the main thing.
Well, look ahead of him.
Yeah.
Walker and Maisel going side by side, and the tap of the brakes there from Samuel. And it's just going to bunch everybody up. Mark Johnson wants to look for a move. He can't. Valentasia's going to say, thank you very much. I will take that. There'll be a little bit of a battle on his right, but he won't get it. Valentasia, even if he is fuel saving, makes up another position that just built differently when you're in the 9K range.
You have to be very clever with where you do it. Now, he let go very, very considerably off the gas, because, or well, as the Americans would say, off the gas, but off the acceleration pedal. Because if he had caught up way too close, we saw what happened. He basically got them practically at the start of where you'd want to, because that was in the middle of the corner. Again, he's clutching in. He's clutching in nearly everywhere he's getting a chance. That was up the hill, still stuck behind Samuel Meisel. So, yeah, he definitely is under the crosshair right now.
We gotta go to the HPDs. Bertolli has taken the lead. Giuseppe did not get a good launch out of the parabolica, and that allows Marco to make the move. There's going to be a slow GT2 ahead of them. I think he will get rolling, and that is Jonathan Kanonken, and he will get by. But there we go. That is a change for the lead, and I think that was just on the pace. But they are teammates. Meanwhile, behind, Callum is trying to hold up this Italian.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. I was going to say uno, dos, tres, but that is Spanish.
They'll appreciate the effort either way.
Well, in all due fairness, this is a horrible thing if you watch Jarrett Lee. I do apologize to Italians and Spanish, but they have similar language, and I know some of the things are basically the same, with just a little bit more accentuation. Not like over the top, except you know what I mean. So it could work. I just don't know 1, 2, 3 in Italian.
Is this the episode of us going, we're insulting every Italian, see if we can speed run?
No. And the wheel lands on Italy.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know the reference.
Yeah. But poor Jarrett, he's stuck behind Marcel Wiemers. I'm pretty sure Wiemers has or Weimers, however you say it, he's probably got the low downforce setup, because Jarrett's not able to make the move, and I'm assuming that Marcel wants just to sit as far ahead as he can. And you're not going to be able to do that if you have a high downforce on a Corvette, because, you know, haha joke, haha, Corvettes can't do downforce or corners. Andy D. Miller's had an accident up ahead, but we need to keep it here for now. That's side by side. Jarrett Lee on the inside, coming through what would be the first chicane. Bye first chicane. Now we don't need you, but he makes the move.
Brilliant move there. No slowdown, remember? That is the way it goes. Here's Andy Miller. And
let's have a look.
What happened to him? Ooh.
Side by side. Oh, the 21 lost control. And then the 23 couldn't do anything. And the 21 was...
Loic Gouliard.
Yeah, oh, that was a curb ride right there. Yeah,
it was an aggressive send, and then he took. It wasn't the curve that sent him spinning. He was already sliding, trying to take way too much speed in that corner.
Though I'm assuming that the curb was basically there just to seal the deal at that point.
The curb did nothing.
Oh, did it not?
No, the curb did nothing. He was already sliding before he hit the curb.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, he went in way too hot. He thought he could do it. We've had another GT2 off as well at the second chicane, and he has towed. That looked like it was Claudio Dubuc. So that looks like his race down. Then there were three, when it comes to the GT2s. Long race still, and we've got a big one. It's Cowie.
Cowie coming through. That is unfortunate. That is the grass taking another victim coming out of the end of Ascari. And that front does not look good.
No, that was definitely an Ascari moment, and that was just clipping a little bit of the grass. He's in a battle with Christoph, though, and you see Christoph. The front three are all in this battle. The rest of the field, that's no offense, because these GT2s are so tough to drive. I applaud anyone who wants to give this car a go. And Christoph, he's looking for the achievement on iRacing. I think that's what he's doing.
What's the achievement?
You get an achievement if you beat an iRacing staff member.
Oh well, Christoph is looking for that. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he's doing this. Oh, Samuel Meisel is around. Pretty sure this is a cell spin. Yep.
Yeah, again.
Oh.
Bit too hot there. You could say the curb did it, but he's already losing the rear as he's going around. Yeah,
you could see it from that camera angle. He really was already gone around. There was just a case of, well, how do you seal it? Or do you even seal it, you know?
But by the way, Valentejas is now up to 5th in class.
And he's...
With fuel saving. Yeah,
with fuel saving, yeah. I'm waiting for him to see what kind of laps he's doing when he's got free air.
But then he's fuel saving. If he's fuel saving in clean air, then he's trying to see how late he can go. And also, here you go. I always love saying it. Look how old this is. And I'm not talking about the scan. I'm talking about the car itself. It is old, but we still get the virtual mirror. Well, the digital mirror, sorry. Because that is what they would have seen when driving the car. Just not in that high quality, Rob. I think it must have been about 240p back then.
Well, all you needed to see was there an object behind me? Yes. Okay. That's all I need to see.
I wonder, because those would just be primitive. They wouldn't be like the nowadays, which has got a system that would have an arrow pointing to the car behind you, or like a distance marker on the camera, would it? It would just literally be a camera.
Yeah, it was. It was just somebody. It's equivalent of the first gen reverse assist thingies, where it's just like, oh yeah, it's just a camera.
Just a camera.
Just a camera.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's another tagline. Just a camera. But also, I would have thought there would have been more than 240p, because you need some object permanence, because if you're looking at a little tiny screen, you kind of want some detail. And if it's just 240p, like, I would at least set 480p. Like, it doesn't need to be like full HD, you know. It just needs to be something that you can actually see, like, oh yeah, that's that car. It's in my class. It's coming behind me. Because in 240p, like, if you look at it, go look at YouTube. Try and see something in 240p. Go. All right. Tell me you can pick out, like, watch this stream in 240p, and you tell me if you can pick out anything that has detail on it. Especially if you looked at, like,
this
similar.
Right here.
Similar. Yeah, exactly. But if you were looking at similar looking cars, like, let's say, God forbid, you had your GT2 and you had one of those things, right? But you were looking behind you to see if there's anything coming past you. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the GT2 and the GT1 right away, unless you looked at your side mirrors. But in the heat of the moment, you might not. You know?
So these GT1s would have been around 2009, wouldn't they? Roughly around that time.
In and around.
So 480p would have been a thing. But again, you've got to realize they wouldn't want to have something heavy, so they wouldn't go for, like, top of the range. Oh, here we go. Top of the range camera.
Top of the pops.
Yeah, top of the pop. Seth goes into the pit super early.
It might be that you only need a splash and dash. Depends. We'll see how it plays out.
But with the slipstream, Rob, why would you go in so early?
Well,
think about it. They're lap 9 of 32, by the way. Time flies when you're having fun at Monza.
it does, but here's the counter to that. The situation is, right, you're stuck behind another car. The only thing that you're getting is slipstream, and that's it. It's not helping you get past him, and battling him would actually slow you down. So if you're just going to do good quick laps, the person that you're battling ahead of you is going to, lose time just through the nature of not being pushed to the limit, because unless they're focused, they're going to slow down.
Plus, also, this is not like a normal Monza where you could try and make a send into the first chicane. There's no first chicane. If you're going to fight, you're going to have to fight around the Curva Grande, because you're not going to make that move in the second chicane. And we've seen it so many times, Rob, where whoever makes the move at the second chicane usually struggles at Slesmo 1. So it's one of those that maybe it's a strategy call. Really surprising, but again, this isn't normal Monza. How many times have you and I done a broadcast of Monza without the first chicane? I think you have. I haven't.
I have.
I've done a Monza combined, and I've not done any broadcast on this layout before. So it's a whole different game for a lot of these drivers.
It means that turn 1 is actually a proper turn instead of just being a turn that you kind of just, it's like, oh yeah, I just kind of squeeze through here. They really should just, well, I mean, it's used, but like just make it more appropriate. Just get rid of that first chicane. It needs not be there.
Well, I mean, F1's getting rid of all the normal tracks and going to street tracks.
Oh,
so you don't need to go to Monza. No. I'm just going there.
No, don't. They did my boy Barcelona dirty by announcing Madrid.
Yes, well, Bertololi, he's still going. These are teammates, and they're going to be fighting. You can see now they are now 1, 2, and 3. They have Massimiliano has managed to get past Beaumont, and they have left him. Now, they're doing the red line special from Daytona 24 last weekend, where it's just them pack racing until the end. Do not be surprised if they all pit at the same time, Rob. If they all pit at the same time, I will just be happy.
Question is when? There's lap 10 coming into... No, sorry, there's lap 11 coming into 12 of 32. 20 laps to go. When would you pit? Would you pit now? Giuseppe kind of has no other choice than to keep racing. But if you were Marco, would you pit? If you were Massimiliano, would you pit now, or would you wait until your tank is empty, then go for it?
So I'm looking at the track map. Now, we don't have that. We're looking at these GT1 drivers. Now, in normal multi-class racing, where you've got a pit stop, so really that's IMSA, the drivers kind of like to do the pit stop right before they hit traffic. These guys are going to hit the GT1 traffic next lap. Now, do they really want to be held up? Yes, they're going to hit this lone GT2. Do they really want to be held up? I would not want to say they would. So expect to see a pit stop. Can they go? You would think so. Jack Pittas in the GT2s had decided to pit. Very interesting how a pit lane cone to cone is 38 to 40 seconds. I say that. Yeah, 41 for Pittas would overtake him no problem. So it just goes to show, will any of these pit? We're watching the GT1s, nothing yet. But we're not even halfway, Rob. We're coming lap 13 of 32. We're not even halfway. It seems very early to pit if they decide to pit.
Just to point out, while Weimers is having to think about not doing what he was doing, he left it off. Seth is 5 seconds ahead of somebody who was 0.3 of a second behind.
But he was 3 seconds faster in the pits. I just want to point out that.
Yes, he was. Yes,
was 3 seconds faster in the pit in cone to cone time.
He was, but still, that's a healthy gap.
Yeah, Marco retakes the lead in the HPDs. Really, Marco and Giuseppe have just been trading that, and it's been ethical trading which basically is just take the lead.
Ethical trading.
Well, so sometimes you go for the overtake, right? This is just on slipstream, and they understand the assignment. They don't need to fight it, because if they stay together, they pull ahead. Bob's your uncle. They save time. Instead of fighting, they save time. It's almost let's wait to the final few laps, then start the battling.
Your logic scares me.
He doesn't like me calling it ethical overtaking.
Wait, how do you define that? Did he flash his lights?
Oh! Do you think he needs to flash his lights? I'm pretty sure they're probably all together talking about the strategies here, so it could be interesting.
Well, I wouldn't think teammates would be doing it to that extent now, to be fair.
Oh, I have. I
wouldn't. I would be like, I'm going to race to win.
I did a race with Andrew McDowell, who's currently in a battle himself with Jeffrey Koolbergen, and he got ahead at a Le Mans race once, and I had a bad exit at one of the chicanes, and all of a sudden he just goes over chat for me in our voice chat session. Do you need me to slow down to give you slipstream? Because remember, this was back when the LMP2 was super fast with the slipstream, almost like these HPDs, and Medell won't be making a move now. So it does happen, Rob. Teammates do work together.
Oh, teammates do. Oh, well, they do work together. But in a race like this, I'd be like, you want to race, boy?
Well, did you not see Redline in the IMSA that was broadcasted before the Daytona 24?
Yeah, they helped each other out, like, for like.
Yeah, they didn't bother racing. They did not bother racing. They could have fanned out to try to go to see who had the most speed on the finish line. They didn't bother. They just stayed in tandem. They were just using it as practice for the race. It was, they didn't really care about who won. They all basically gained 50 I rating each. Which,
whoa, fucking sorry.
Easy, Medell. Yeah, easy there, Medell. Yeah, when you think, though, they're all 10k drivers and they basically gained 50 I rating for winning.
Easy clap.
You just don't get that. You just don't get that nowadays.
Easy clap. That's all you need in life. But at the very same time, right? That is a accident for Coleman. What happened here? So this is the replay. Oh, wrong choice. You're gonna. This is gonna be the most heartbreaking thing you're gonna see today, right? He tries to avoid.
I get the frustration over the radio by him, but that GT2 can't do a lot there.
Yeah, that GT2 is a walking. Well, it's a rock as soon as you've crashed it. So, the GT2, to be fair, held the brakes, and that is, Marco, what's going on? Whoa, that's what went on. He missed the apex for the entry to the chicane. Coming through. Yep. Oh, that back end stepped out. And that's a very interesting way of going over the sausage curbs.
I'm pretty sure in F1 that would be a penalty.
Well, he did lose 2 positions, so I think that's penalty enough. Especially with a sore arse when you get like that was him riding the curb, as in like it bounced over the curb. That's a sore arse.
I'm just saying. There's a reason why they removed the sausage curbs there at the second chicane.
Because it would break your back.
Well, no, did you not see what happened to the Porsche GTE a couple of years ago in WEC?
Yeah, didn't it like explode or something?
It flipped over. It had brake failure. It went sideways into the sausage curb. It hit the sausage curb sideways.
And then rolled.
Flipped right. Oh no, it didn't roll. It flipped over in midair and basically then just went 100 meters down the road upside down.
Nice.
I know.
Well, actually,
Lee,
not nice, but
yeah, not nice. Lee, Baraklov, Weimer, Salumba, and Valentajus. What? Yep. Such pace by Andreas, and to be fair, I think he has the time on his side to make this. Just saying. You reckon, Rob?
Potential, but that's LMP2 traffic passing them, and that is Seth Whitaker, by the way. Just so you know, that is not. Do not adjust your screens. That is the lead of the GT ones coming through. Oh, that is a squeeze.
Oh, and he's just held up Giuseppe. Weimer had to make that a little bit of adjustment there with him because of what's happening.
It's Giuseppe, I think.
Giuseppe, sorry.
Yeah, Giuseppe would be us getting the final nail in our coffins. Like, oh, you've really done it now, Craig and Rob. You've insulted my name. That is a very brave move by, I think that was Marcel Weimers.
Yeah, almost got taken out there. Well, not so taken out there. There was almost a little bit of hit, and now he decides, no, what? I'm getting in the penalty spot.
Oh, no!
That's unsafe. That's unsafe.
Oh,
Weimers is going to get a black flag for that.
That is a oh, that's soul crushing. Yeah, there's been a fair few mistakes that are just. Well, how should we put this? Self-induced.
I think that'd be an unsafe. I think that'd be an unsafe entry. No black flag at the moment.
Well, I mean, he's already the time loss that he's already suffered as a result of not only having to slow down due to the fact that he got onto the grass, but he's lost time now essentially. I'd say 2 to 3 seconds just from that from almost hitting the wall. So
yeah, no black flag. But again, he didn't actually technically go in the right way.
No,
he went around the cones. Yeah, he went around the cones, even though he was still safe. He went around the cones. It's an interesting one there, but no.
Not 100% unsafe, but probably 100% not fast. He did definitely slow down to like 20 kilometers an hour going into there. I mean, I would, because I mean, I'm almost just hit the wall.
It's one of those as well with Monza that you try and brake like you would in any normal car. And brake as late as you can, just to try and make that. So, Medel trying to get past the no-nonsense racing.
That's Jeffrey Kohlberg ahead.
I don't think he will. They'll get past the GT2, get past the GT1. Now, surely one of these guys may look at pitting here. I wouldn't be surprised one of these guys to go into the pit. And I am wrong.
Yeah, this would actually be a pretty good time because they would avoid the group of 3 GT1s that are still together. Because they're doing this.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Rob, if I was, if that was me watching him, I would have just said pit. I would have just told Medel to pit.
It would have been. It depends. Depends on the strategy as well. It depends.
But look at the traffic he's got to come up against now shortly. We see these two going side by side. Behind them, Monteros with a very good move on Mark Johnson, the 16th. And the 16th is starting to fight back, but can't get it. And Monteros with the VIP on his rear, he is a very important person right now.
Is he?
Well, he just made the overtake, so he must be very important. So, what is VIP? Oh, it's pet food.
Very important pet. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Anyways, back up to the front. That is going to be Giuseppe and Massimiliano coming through. That is going to be the number 22 who got his front end fixed. That was a 3-minute repair, by the way, for that one mistake where his front bumper came off. That's going to be a bit of a sting for him, but what could be? Just get back out there and start practicing them laps. Put them rounds in. And as of right now, Jarrett just got passed by the last of the running HPDs. So it's going to be a mishmash of one HPD that's kind of out of place because of what happened to it. But now this other set of HPDs are all coming through for lapping, or well, to lap this field, and it's going to be a mishmash of where do you go? Hold your lines. Yeah, there you go. Hold,
but mind you, just slowing down like that, just backed up the field a little bit, pulls off to the side to let them all by. Well, he lets the HPD by, but he says to Jarrett, no, you stay behind. Stay behind.
Well, Coleman is faster on the merits anyway. It's just a case of he wanted to let the HPD leaders by, or not the leaders, but Kohlberg and Medel by, because obviously they're scrapping for position.
Yeah, that's a battle for 5th position. Valentages, yes, that Garfield car is there. That's Valentages in 3rd position there, battling Barakov. You called it the Garfield car. Is it the Garfield?
Whoa, that was a car off. That was Andreas Slumba with a... Sorry, it just caught at the bottom of the camera.
Oh, he lost it on the braking. What a save.
Yeah, that is a... that poor HBD behind him. Definitely probably the number 21, whoever. It's Loic. Probably did not expect this to happen. I want to see from his on board. I want to see that steering wheel. Hang on, let me collapse this. This is Andrea Slimba coming through. Oh, the back end, the grass caught him. And, yep, that's a full opposite lock. And you're trying to regain composure. And probably thinking to yourself, oh, cats.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm keeping my eyes on the GT2s. Very interesting situation because Seth actually had an opportunity. He had a chance to be net P1 after the pit stop rotations. Christoph's just gone God mode. Just did the fastest lap of the race and has a gap of 42 seconds. Being that it's a cone-to-cone of 38 to 40 seconds, I think Christoph will still have it, but it will be a sprint to literally out of the straight. And that's another thing, Rob. When they come out the pits, you're not running down to the first chicane a la Hamilton Verstappen. You are literally in a drag race when you come out of those pits.
Yeah, you got to be good.
Just like that man, Valentagius.
He is very good. He is currently sat third, has started 11th in his class, last overall, and is currently third and breathing down the collective necks of every GT1 leader, Barraclough and Jarrett Lee. But I did say that they would be both pretty difficult customers, and they are going to be very difficult customers because they're both in the DBR9. So, Jarrett, you best make good on the DBR9 name. Do not let the V8 motor get past you.
I'm going to be horrible, and I hate to say it though. I think that old Chevy's gonna get through though. It's got the power. It's all straights down here. It's just Monza. It's just straights and four corners.
Have you ever seen that footage of the GT2 version of this car where it went up against I think it's the, I can't remember what it is. It was the American Le Mans series when they went around Laguna Seca, and the GT2 version of the Corvette was up against the GT2 variant of the Porsche. And all you can hear over the radio was, "Go on, keep digging."
Was that the one where they had the infamous crash at the end? Or I thought that was GT1s. That was a GT1 finish.
Yeah, it was GT2. This was for GT2 when they were I think it was when it was GT2 and what would be on the same level as the HPDs, LMP2, I think.
Yeah. GT1 was basically what is now what was GTE, and GT2 is the equivalent of GT3s. That's what it was. For those wanting to know the old history, that was what it was. They basically just amalgamated GT2 into the GT3.
I feel like GT2 is making a comeback though.
It is, but it's more gentleman drivers for track days. It's its own class now, and it's not a competitive class. Salumba in the pits. So some of these drivers now starting to make their pit stop. We could see a move. Barraclough doesn't have it. You pull out of the slipstream and look at the speed it goes. This is going to be a battle on who gets the cleanest pit stop. It
could be that Barraclough though has set up his car for a bit more downforce. He did lose quite a lot when he got into the slipstream. So I'm assuming his car is set up for a bit more performance in the corners. Like, see, the way that I would see it is check the gap before they go into the apex of the corner, and check it after they come out. If he closes the gap at all on his own merit, then he's got a bit more downforce. He's carrying more entry and exit speed. If he's not, then either he's got more downforce and he's not able to execute on it, or it's just that for whatever reason the car is just that much slower coming out of the clean air. Out of clean air, yeah. Right,
well, I am wrong when I mentioned how the three Italians would be coming into the pits 1, 2, and 3. They did not, because the Giuseppe came in a lap earlier. And Marco and Massimiliano are pitting now. Medell's in as well. Koolbergen is in as well. So top 5, in fact, all the HPDs are now in the pits as the GT1s will unlap themselves. And Jarrett Lee in the pits. So Valentagius, he will go to the lead. Now, I'm sorry, Rob, there are 11 laps left. I cannot see Valentagius making this Also, Giuseppe, he is out on his own. He has managed to pull 3 seconds just by pitting differently.
As I said, it all comes down to what your strategy is. Giuseppe obviously thought, hey, might as well pit on my own terms, and he's only got 9 laps left to go. So,
okay, what happened to Massimiliano? Because he is all of a sudden in 6th position. 20 seconds later, Medell's just made. Oh no, he couldn't make it. Medell's just gone wide.
Oh, there's Medell.
Yeah, he decided not to go over the rumble strips,
which saved his floor probably.
But I do want to see what happened to Massimiliano when he came into the pits. I got a feeling he took tires.
Ooh,
he did.
Yeah, because I was just looking and I was like, 11, 11, 12, 12. Okay, that's fine. 29, huh?
Yeah, I looked at it. Cone to cone was 37, 38, 38, 37, 37, 54. Huh.
So,
right.
I don't remember the pit stops having to be that long. What happened?
Right. Big one in the GT2 because Christoph's in the pits. Has Seth managed to hold on to that? He's been trying to match Christoph, so it's going to be interesting to see where he goes in this. You see the GT1 Valantagius is pulling ahead, and Valantagius could actually win this. You just look at it. He's about to overtake Barraclough for crying out loud. Where is Christoph? Christoph is coming out of his box. Whittaker is coming up to the Parabolica. Valantagius takes the lead in the GT1s. Sound like Hindi at the moment, don't I? Just different battles on different battles. Christoph comes out of the pits. Whittaker is not going to take that lead. And Christoph holds on to the GT1 lead. There is Seth. And he's actually extended by 3 seconds. 4 seconds. Look at it.
Yeah, that was a good set of laps. Yeah, I was expecting Seth to be further up than he was, but obviously just Christoph is just putting in demon laps before he came into the pits. Coming through now, Seth's only chance is that Christoph somehow makes a mistake, but Christoph has just been putting in electrifying laps, so difficult to see how this one will phase through. Throughout the field, though, we still do have battles. That's Marcel Weimer's. After his accident coming into the pits, he's battling for 6th now. He just lost it to Radoslaw Zukowski in that situation. Jarrett Lee's come back out behind Ryan Walker.
Wow.
He's done the exact same thing our boy Giuseppe did. Or Massimiliano did.
Really, 10 seconds. He was 10 seconds longer. Did he actually take the tyres? I'm not sure. Valantagius in the pit with Barraclough. So the top 2 in the GT1s are in the pit. I'm looking at the times, the pits times. Salumba, I don't think he's got it. Salumba is net P3. Lee's got to try and make this move. There's not enough time to make that move.
Yeah.
If you're a modern day, yeah.
Charlie has either taken 1 set of tyres or more. And that is the Valantagius factor. No, Barraclough still slivering behind him. 11.6 versus 12.4. I do not know how Barraclough has saved the fuel, but he has somehow. Either that or he's expecting for the next 7 laps he's going to be right behind the tailpipe of Valantagius.
Well, both of those were 4 seconds quicker in the pits than anyone else. They now have a 13-second, almost 14-second gap to Salumba, who's in P3. And of course, remember, Lee accidentally took a tyre, so he's lost a bit of time. Everyone's just making those mistakes at the moment. Meanwhile, I did see Lee just get past Ryan Walker and had to go around the outside of Curva Grande to make that move stick because, it was compromised, but he managed to hold on to it. So he gets that position, and you're not missing a lot on elsewhere. But Valantagius has started to just go God mode.
And God mode he did go, because with 7 laps to go, this is how it stacks. Giuseppe Guarino is in first position by himself, 3 seconds ahead of Marco Bertoletti. There we go. In GT1 class, Andreas Valenteus is now leading and running away very fast from David Barclough. And unfortunately, poor Jarrett, with the mistake that he made in the pits, really could have been back fighting in that scrap. But obviously, this is like real world racing. If you make a mistake in the pits, it still counts against you. So you gotta accept that. Unfortunately, in battling with Ryan Walker for the top 4 positions. And then in the GT2 class, that is Krzysztof Olesnizak up ahead against Seth Whitaker, who, while he did put in a great performance in the pits, was unable to close the gap, and in fact the gap widened because Krzysztof just put in some great laps throughout. Our big player, though, is Ryan Walker. Can he get past who was leading the race at one point? Oh, he could.
He might, but this is one of the bigger battles of the three-car battle behind with Weimers, Solowski, and Sokalski, and Johnson. And we'll get to that later, but this is the battle that's quite crucial. But a little bit wide there, as Jack. And I do want to reiterate for some people, and Jonathan Cunningham has done it, they do have drive-through penalties for incident points here at 17x, and you can get penalties easily on this track, Rob. So much so, you come to the exit of Ascari here, you clip the grass there on the exit of the Astro, automatic off track. Just clip it. Just any part of that tire. If the moment you hear you've hit that grass on the exit of Ascari, 1x, and that's it. And you've just got to be careful. It is a very strict. I mean, you've got the AstroTurf there anyway. It's very strict already. You know, they give you a little bit of leeway, but you do that, instant off track. So, driver's got to be careful not to rack up a drive-through.
Just has to keep it, keep it, what's the word? Keep it on the straight and the narrow.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, well, that's going to be a right dozy, isn't it?
Yeah. To say the old saying, you don't want your race ended by someone in a hypercar, or someone going very fast, and you could be the one going a bit too fast and overdoing it. So Ryan Walker just trying to keep it easy, and very interesting design on that car, I've got to say. It's
which one?
What is that pattern on Ryan Walker's car? What pattern is that?
Blue Tiger, looking like. Remember from Call of Duty 4? Remember the Blue Tiger when you got like really good amount of kills on a gun?
Okay, it wasn't Call of Duty 4 because Call of Duty 4 didn't have skins.
No, it did. Go back. Go Google for me COD 4 Blue Tiger. I'm going to win. I'm going to win.
COD 4 Blue Tiger. Yeah, but how old is that? Oh my god! Oh, but it was Modern Warfare.
Yeah, as in we're talking what? 2007, 2008.
Yeah, I didn't realize they actually had those type of things back then. I thought it was
you get them for getting kills and stuff. Like you had gold AKs, gold Desert Eagles, gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a Modern Warfare 2 thing. All that started.
No, that's when that exploded. That's when it exploded. When they were just like, yeah, let's have emblems that move.
Okay. Side note: Modern Warfare 2 killed multiplayer gaming.
How?
Why? Because it was the first big FPS to just go, you don't host a server, we put you in a matchmaking server. That was it.
No.
No, come on. That happened. That opened up the way for console shooters. And that was it. And man, Jarrett Lees just had a small moment, almost getting held up by Jack Pittis, and that's going to allow Ryan to make this move.
All right, there he is.
And there he is, and actually Yaroslav is well right behind. He's going to have to wait side by side, a little bit of overlap. Has to do it the hard way. Ryan gets that move done. 4 seconds up the road to Salumba. Go on then, go on. Modern Warfare 2 got rid of having servers, and you had to use the matchmaking, and that just changed the world. And not for the best. Because
unfortunately, COD Modern Warfare 2, the original, was not the first game to use peer-to-peer networking to eliminate dedicated servers. On the consoles, that was COD 4 actually, and even if you go back far enough, they all have a modicum of server infrastructure. It's just a case of what people think as, how should I put this? That's a good move by Jarrett Lee, by the way.
It was a good move by Jarrett Lee.
I think what you're thinking of is one of the first games that popularized it. But I would also suggest that there are several other games. It's a discussion and a rabbit hole that opens up Pandora's box, and then we all just go
to the Raidillon TV podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It's just we just fall through it. It's just a case of
wait. Hey, we can have this
swings and roundabouts.
We can have this talk next week during some downtime in the majors. Intimidator 500 next weekend, next Sunday. Do not miss that. That would be one that would be great to watch for everybody. We'll probably have some more crazy talks like that.
Oh, yes.
We'll go down the rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Johnson, he is looking to try and shoot the gap to make the move. He's got Marcel Weimer in front. That's Jack Pitterstones. He's just going by. You've got Guino right behind, who has a 2-second lead as well. So he's just going to take it very calm. And there's only a few more laps left. Giuseppe is going to overtake. That this is no Rolex 24. The white flag will fly but when it is time, because this is a lap race, not a time race. Don't say 2 laps. That's what they said today, and they still messed it up. Mark Johnson's going to use this to his advantage, though. He's going to try and get the slipstream, and Giuseppe decide, nope, I'm not giving it to anybody. Oh! Good move. Good move.
Oh! That is a good lot of... Actually, I just realized this. Battle for 4th is heating up in 2 classes. This is the Battle for 4th in HPD.
Yeah, Jeffrey Koolbergen having the short stop. Massimiliano, though, remember, he's got the fresh tyres. I know this feels crazy on this tyre model, but yeah, he's got the fresh tyres, and he's using that to his advantage, and he's gone. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I can't believe you've done this.
So we got battle. We got 2 battles in the GT1s. We've got a battle in the lead. Seth Whittaker! Seth Whittaker's in the wall!
Oh, that is not good. What happened here? Well, I'll tell you what happened here. He was, unfortunately, our next member of the I've made it out of Oscarian. The car has decided it refuses to like me anymore. Ooh, we kept it out of the wall, though.
Just kept it out the wall.
Now it's white flag.
Now it's white flag. And I'll tell you what, the gap now is less than a second. This could be a very interesting sprint to the end here for the teammates. It all depends on what the traffic's like. And I think Marco's going to get the better of the traffic, because look up ahead. Marco gets past Jarrett Lee. 3 seconds up the road is Salumba. Giuseppe is going to struggle here. In fact, they're both going to struggle. They're going to be bunched up going down for the final lap. Smooth exit there by both drivers. And now comes the hold up. There's no room to make this move. And Guino's going to have to hold it here, Rob. And just watch. Slow. Backs up a little bit. Guns it. Does he manage to get an advantage? He does. Does not lose a lot of time. That's how you do multi-class. Just wait. Slow in. Better exit out. In fact, Marco's going to be held up. If Marco gets held up, that's the end of the race. And it is. And that should be Giuseppe's. I apologize.
Giuseppe. There you go.
Giuseppe. That should be his victory.
Coming through. Giuseppe. 1 more corner to go. And this will be it for him. It'll be it for the HPDs as they cross the line. That was just Christoph, who I don't think will have to do another lap. Yes, he won't. But the biggest upsets of biggest upsets, that's Jack Pittis. He's been third all this race. He just passed and went second ahead of Seth Whittaker.
Yes, also behind as well, Medell gets past Kuhlbergen. Whittaker gets third. Jack Pittas will take second. There is Ryan Ware as well. He's going to finish seventh.
Oh, he's out of fuel.
Kuhlbergen's out of fuel. He was slowing down coming out of Ascari, and he ran out of fuel. He took the least time in the pit lane as well.
And he lost not only 6th, he lost 7th. Lowick got ahead of him just across the line. That has got to sting.
That is going to sting big time for all of those.
And just to say, by the way, we missed it, but Jarrett Lee lost the position to Ryan Walker. Jarrett, another accident through the only chicane cost him dearly and sent him into 5th. And by the way, here's a a surprise. The first challenge has been completed by Andreas Valenteus, coming from 11th position on the grid to 1st.
Kurt Clapper would be proud.
Yes, he would. The Clapper challenge has been completed. At least
he gains 14 I rating. That's 1-4.
So the 9K I rating is going to be another bit of a distance, unfortunately. But that's the race.
It's over.
The way you say that, it's just like it's over. It died. Where are we? What timeline are we in? Well, I'll tell you the timeline as the race results scoot on by. The timeline is that, well, we are into the second half of the season. Next race will be Thursday this week because we have to do the majors on the...
I won't be here.
Yeah, he won't be here. I will be. But Craig will be off busy doing something else. But we will be more than happy to take you here Thursday of this week coming at the same time, 1945 GMT. The next race will be at the Sebring International Raceway, back to 30 minutes not standing starts, correction. It's going to be the 30-minute rolling start in the afternoon. And then after that, for the next back end half of the season, it'll be Red Bull Ring, another 30 minutes, 15 laps of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Okayama International Race Circuit, and then finally, this is actually poetic, WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca is our last race. So, so more than. Sorry,
historic.
My brain just had to take a brain fart. But we will not take a brain fart. We'll let the rest of this slide. But as we said, this week, coming on Thursday, 1945 GMT will be the race at Sebring International Raceway. Do join us then, the same time as you've joined us today. But until then, I have been Robert O'Brien.
And I have been Craig King.
And this has been Raidillon TV, the only corners that you need. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.